Welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. Hey, today is a fantastic day for me because today I get to do hot, right? So you ask anybody here at the Galley about, me and spicy stuff, and they'll tell you one thing, that my hot thing is broken, right? So I don't start tasting heat until about ghost pepper, it starts getting warm. So when I get to do something that's got a little kick, got a little spice, I just love it. And today is going to be a good day because today we're going to do Nashville Hot Chicken. Now, it's not going to be over the top hot, but it's definitely going to have a little kick. You're going to feel some warmth, but man, it's got some sweetness in the glaze. We're going to deep fry these chicken thighs after they marinade, and serve it with a little bit of fry sauce. It's going to be amazing. So here we go. Gloves go on because we all know that Greg does not like his hands getting messy.
Ew, that's disgusting.
So I have 2 teaspoons of cayenne, a 1/4 cup of Flavolcano red pepper, smoky red pepper sauce. Now you can use any hot sauce you want. A lot of people like to use Frank's. If that's your preferred, go ahead. But I love the flavor of this Flavolcano, say that a few times fast. That smoky red pepper flavor, it's amazing. And then 1 quart of buttermilk. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix the cayenne into the red sauce. Pour that over the chicken. These are chicken thighs, boneless, skinless. I've got about 8 of them in the bowl. Okay, then we're gonna see if we can do this one-handed. Take the buttermilk, pour it in, mix all this together. Mix all of it together, make sure that all of the chicken gets some of this wonderful marinade that it's gonna sit in. It's well coated. And then into the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours. All right, there we go. Whew, that's cold. All right, so like I said, into the fridge for 2 to 3 hours, and then we'll pull it out and we'll dredge it and we'll get it fried, and we'll see that here in a little bit. In the meantime, we're gonna make the hot sauce or the glaze that's gonna go on top of the fried chicken at the end. So stand by, we'll get right back after I get cleaned up. Okay, our chicken is marinating, and now it's time to make the glaze that's gonna go on top of it after we fry our chicken. So this Nashville hot sauce has a half a cup of butter, which is a whole stick. It's already on the stove in a saucepan, melting on very low heat. Then it's got 2 tablespoons of cayenne, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a couple teaspoons of garlic powder, white pepper, salt, a couple of tablespoons of honey. Once those are all mixed together and well blended, we're gonna take a teaspoon of cornstarch and water, mix them up, and then put them in there to allow it to thicken. We're gonna cook that 5-10 minutes on low to medium-low heat to allow it to mix and thicken up. And then we'll pull it off, put it in a container, and set it aside. So here we go. Okay, as we can see, the butter is melting. A little slow. Let's turn the heat up just a touch. And we'll add the brown sugar. Break the butter up a little bit. Okay, we'll add the cayenne. All these measurements are in the comment, so don't worry about it. On the salt, the white pepper, and the garlic powder. Lastly, the honey. There we go. We'll get all those mixed up. Let the butter melt. Boy, it smells good. All right, we'll let that come up to a simmer. And then we're gonna add our cornstarch and water mix to thicken it up. You always want to mix cornstarch into water before putting it into something to thicken it. That way, when you put it in, it doesn't clump and you end up with a bunch of clumpy white globs of cornstarch. Here it thins it into a nice liquid so that when you put it in, it spreads nicely and then mixes. All right, that's looking good, so let's go ahead and add our cornstarch mixture. You can see as I draw the spatula through, it's just starting to leave a trace before it fills in. We want this to be like a drizzle on the chicken, so not too thick. I'm gonna call that good right there. So into the bowl it's going. I know it's super hot, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a taste. That's good. You can see the fats from the oil or the butter are starting to separate. And just give it a whisk. You see, that'll be a nice drizzle over that fried chicken. All right, we'll let that cool off and we'll start on the chicken here shortly. We'll see you then. Okay, now for the challenging part. So, biggest challenge, not get all of this white powder on my front. So we'll see how we go. So I have 2 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder. That was 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. So we'll give this a nice little mix. That cornstarch should give us a nice crunchy breading for our chicken. I'm using a shallow bowl for this to keep the flour mixture in, but allow it to really be able to get it over it. I've got about 1 3/4 to 2 inches of vegetable oil sitting at 375 degrees. I'm gonna take the chicken directly out of the buttermilk into the flour mixture and then take it straight over to the oil to cook it. I'm gonna do 2 at a time. So I'll do one, then I'll do the other. We'll let them fry up and then we'll pull them off. Probably about 3.5 minutes per side. Flip them, check them, make sure that the internal temperature is good enough. Get them out, put some hot sauce on it, give it a try. All right, so here's the first one. Make sure there's plenty of that buttermilk mixture on there. Directly into the flour. Make sure it's well coated. All right, that looks pretty good. Use a plate here to keep my kitchen cleaner. And then into the oil. So we'll let those cook up, get nice and brown, and then we'll give them a try. All right, I flipped them over. Let them make sure they get nice and brown and crispy on both sides. We'll pull one out, check the internal temperature with an instant read, and make sure it's safe, and then we'll give it a taste with some of that awesome, smoky Nashville hot sauce that we made. All right, the instant read's reading at least 165 degrees. That means these are safe. Let's give it a nice little drizzle and a taste. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Exterior was nice and crunchy, and it's plenty done. Oh, man, that's good. Nice little kick from the sauce. The buttermilk definitely tenderized. You get a hint from the Flavolcano. All of that smoky flavors are coming through. It's fantastic. Hey, if you like what you saw today, give us a thumbs up. If you want to continue seeing the videos that we create, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of Nashville Hot, or if you've had Nashville Hot before, and compare it to ours. So until next time, we'll see you at the Galley of the Sun.